Well, here we are, Lower Lake, all set up now. We've got the swims that we've been on before last year that seem to produce all right. Let's see if we can get anything. So Nathan is on. We've been fishing for about 10 minutes, and he just put a BVA bag out. That's a good sized bream. Oh, there it goes.
There he goes.
That's a.
Can have him calling, right?
Is there? Is there?
Not the ideal start to a session, but it's a fish nonetheless.
It's a fish. He did spend about 10 minutes getting that PVA bag ready and out.
To be fair, Mark wasn't filming, but I actually thought I'll film it because then if I can. Hopefully I will. But I got a lot of respect. Like we always class a bream, but I've got a lot of respect for bream. It's the first horse fish I caught, and Mark took me probably fishing 5 years ago.
Something like
that. So I've got a bit of respect for the bream, but not the ideal start. But it's fish. Hopefully, sign of things to come. Oh, my hand actually stink now.
That's why I've got respect for carp. That was my first fish.
I could have done with it.
I don't know what Tom's going to do. His first fish was a sturgeon.
And where the fish are, just usually where there's bream, they just clear you out.
Where was that, Midday?
Yeah. Hopefully it's a case of just in a lot of toes, frogs to get your prints situation.
Yeah.
Just paddle through them and hopefully the carp end up coming in and feeding on it, getting in front of them. But found an area, I'm going to stick to it for a bit. If I keep getting played by bream, then I might change it. See how it goes. I do need to remember to take my wedding ring off because don't want to be losing that again.
Oh, yeah, don't lose that again.
So as you just seen, I got a bream. Not, like I said, not an ideal start to the session, but happy nonetheless. Take a catch, save the blank potentially. I've got 2 rods out. I've got one at the island and one sort of mid-lake. Both put PVA bags on, some pellet and some boilies in there, not too much. I don't know how hard they're feeding. I've gone on small baits to begin with. So I've got 12mm pop-ups. One's a yellow, a bit like this one. Some sticky, soaked in a pineapple goo, and then just a plain vanilla 12mm pop-up in some Wonderberry goo. Mark's due a big fish, well overdue a big fish. In the UK anyway, that is. So hopefully he bags a couple. Let's see how it goes. See you in a bit.
Boy wonders in again. If it's a carp, I'll get up. Is it a carp?
I need help.
It's gone down.
My line's gone at the bottom.
Okay. One disaster nearly averted there. Line somehow went underneath the spool, but we managed to keep the fish on, kept the line tight by hand lining. Is it a carp? I think it's a little carp. Nice. Oh, that's not bad size. Can't believe he stayed on. Where was that?
At the island, right, that's true.
Do you want to go for it? It's getting bigger the closer we're getting in. I'm going to take like 48% of that catch.
I'll give that. That's teamwork. Couldn't really film what happened because of a right disaster. My line caught underneath the spool, so we had to, while the fish was on, unscrew that, let it take a bit of line, wrap it around onto the spool again, line clip it, put the spool back on and tie it back on and screw it back in again.
The problem was though, as I was hand lining the fish in, I'm giving him more and more line to try and reel back in. But Yeah,
Not bad size.
not bad size. Let me know what bait you were using.
I will. It's on the video. Check it out.
Right, let's get her weighed. There you go. It's a nice, really nice carp.
Spot. I've got some carp care just to get it on the spot. Let's see it.
Yeah. Chunk out now. Yeah, real nice.
Ready to go already then. And there she goes. Beautiful. I was just about to do PVA bag up, ready for the next cast. But I didn't get around to doing it, so I need to do one again. But that was literally right at the island. I'm using that tree as my marker, right across the side of me. Just about half a rod length out from the island, if that.
Nice.
Yes. So as you just saw, I've got a nice little mirror carp. I think it's £11.7, which is not a bad weight at all. Decent start. Right old mess with the, as I just said, there's right old mess with the reel. Massive team effort. So I owe a big thanks to Mark for that fish. Yeah, so my line, as the carp pulled, it went underneath the spool. So Mark held the line tight while I took the spool off, took out the line that went under the spool, and then tightened back up again, screwed the spool back on, and then played the fish again. Luckily it stayed on. It was quite dozy fish really. It wasn't, the initial run was a nice little dart, but other than that it was quite dozy. I don't know whether it's the first thing or what, but happy to get it on the bank nonetheless. So it's gone a bit of a quiet spell now, which is a bit of a relief for me. I can sit down and have a brew. But hopefully it'll pick up again in a bit, and hopefully we'll be able to show you Mark for the fish. See how it goes. See you in a bit.
Just coming up to 3 o'clock. The whole lake is really quiet. No one's really catching. A lot of people moving around. Nathan and I are still getting the odd beep or so. So fairly reluctant to move. Also, we'd only been moving to places where people have been blank. I put a single piece of corn on and didn't catch anything off that. So I've tried something a little bit out there. I've gone with a zig foam, about 2 foot high. Thought maybe we're just getting liners as fish are swimming past the line. So thought I'd try that. Nathan's just refreshed his 2 rigs, 2 rods. See what happens. Fingers crossed for twilight.
Okay, so it's coming up to 20 past 4. Lake closes at 5, so it is literally last knock-ins of the session. Starting to pack down. You can see mine's already semi-packed down already. Just quickly changed my hook baits over just for the last 20 minutes or so. See if I can get any changes on it, any bites. Instead of a pop-up, I've gone just to a boilie, a bit bigger size of 15mm. See if that entices a bite with a PVA bag on one and just a single on the other. Both at the island now though. Usually as the sun's going down, annoyingly, they start feeding because it's time we have to go. But never know, in the last 10 minutes might pick one up, one of us. Mark needs one. I've had one. So see how it goes. So guys, disappointing end to a decent start really. Both of us started off pretty busy. I had 2 fish early on. Mark had a few beeps on all his rods. We had just got to a point where it's like someone flicked a switch and everyone stopped catching. People started going home really early.
Yeah, it seemed to be the same talking to people around the lake. As soon as sort of 10 o'clock, 10:30 hit, everything went dead and no one's had anything since. But we'll be back as always.
Sometimes just how fishing goes. If it was easy all the time, it'd probably end up getting boring.
That'd be called catching.
It would be yeah.
I wouldn't mind that. Anyway, like and subscribe, and see you on the bank very soon.
Tight lines.
Tight lines.
So back from the session at Broadlands. I just forgot to say we're on the lake. Big thank you to Mark for keeping me company today. Otherwise I'd been a bit bored after about 11 o'clock if he didn't come. But we'll see you next time. Tight lines.